Lizards are not supposed to look like this. They are supposed to be brown, gray, camouflaged, invisible. That is what most people expect from a lizard, something that disappears against a rock or a tree trunk and asks not to be noticed. And then there are these: electric blue tails, flame orange throats, iridescent green bodies that shift color in the light like a living gemstone. Colors so saturated, so precisely arranged, so completely unlike anything camouflage would produce, that the only explanation is that these lizards are not trying to hide at all. They are trying to be seen. 20 of them, painted, apparently, by something with a much better eye than evolution is supposed to have. Welcome to Flora Fana. 1. Panther Chameleon, Furcifer pardalis. The panther chameleon of Madagascar does not change color to match its surroundings. It changes color to communicate. Males in breeding condition display turquoise, electric blue, vivid orange, and deep red, shifting between shades as they assert dominance, court females, or signal submission. Different populations across the island wear different base colors. Nosy, be blue-green, Ambanja, deep blue, and orange, each peninsula producing its own palette. The colors come from adjusting layers of nanocrystals inside specialized skin cells, a mechanism so precise that materials scientists study it for new light-reflecting technology. It is the most studied chameleon on Earth. Technology still can't fully copy it. 2. Mwanza, flat-headed rock. Agama Mwanza. You already know this one, even if you don't know the name, because it looks exactly like Spider-Man. Head, neck, and shoulders, vivid red-orange. Everything below, deep blue-black. That's not decoration, it's breeding coloration, produced when testosterone peaks and the red hits maximum saturation. Females stay brown. Males climb the tallest rock they can find and hold the pose in full sun, because in this species, the most visible male wins. 3. Electric Blue Day Gecko, Lygodactylus williamsi. Here's the entire wild range of this species. One forest of screw pine trees in Tanzania's Kimboza Forest Reserve, a few square kilometers total on the whole planet. Its color is exactly what the name promises: saturated electric blue over the male's entire body, with an orange throat and belly for contrast. It's also critically endangered. The pet trade collected it so heavily that wild numbers collapsed before international trade restrictions caught up. A lizard so beautiful, it was nearly loved to extinction. 4. Jeweled Lacerta, Timon lepidus. Southwestern Europe's contribution to this list carries vivid blue ocelli, eye-like spots, running down its sides against green and black, giving the whole animal the look of a mosaic tile rather than a living creature. The blue is most intense in breeding males, and it's structural, not pigment, meaning it shifts slightly depending on the angle of the light hitting it. It's also Europe's largest lacerted lizard, reaching close to 24 inches, which means that jeweled pattern is visible from a genuinely long way off. Byzantine jewelry, native to Spain and Portugal. 5. Red-headed rock agama. Agama, the dominant male here, wears a vivid orange-red head and neck over a deep blue body, finished with a yellow-tipped tail, arguably Africa's most striking lizard color combination. Subordinate males stay brown. The species' entire social hierarchy is visible just by looking at who's colorful and who isn't. Dominant males claim the highest rock in their territory and display from it colors announcing ownership to every rival in range. In cities across sub-Saharan Africa, highest rock has quietly become rooftop. Flame orange heads, now unmistakable against gray concrete. Ancient behavior, new backdrop. 6. Crested Gecko, Corellophus ciliatus. This one has a genuinely wild backstory. First described in 1866, then not seen again for well over a century, until a cyclone in 1994 tore open previously isolated forest in New Caledonia, and specimens started turning up again. Its wild color range spans cream, yellow, orange, red, and brown, with a fired-up pattern that intensifies at night and fades by day. It also shifts color permanently as it grows, juveniles frequently changing their entire base shade before adulthood. Missing for over 100 years, found again after a storm. Still changing. 7. Veiled Chameleon, Chameleo calyptratus. The veiled chameleon of Yemen and Saudi Arabia runs a full communication system through color alone. Every pattern conveys specific information about mood and intent. Calm and comfortable. Green, matching its mountain habitat. Stressed, darkening toward brown-black with yellow markings. A breeding male at peak condition. Vivid green banded with blue, yellow, and orange. A gravid female, unreceptive to mating. Dark blue-green with yellow spots. A direct signal telling males to stay away. Same animal, 4 color schemes. Each one a sentence in a language with no words. 8. Blue tree monitor, Varanus macrae. This lizard wasn't described by science until the start of this millennium. Found on the remote Indonesian island of Batanta, where a large, unmistakable animal had simply gone unnoticed by Western researchers for centuries. Its scales are black with vivid, turquoise blue ocelli banded across the body. Unlike any other monitor lizard alive, it grows to nearly 4 feet. One island, one overlooked discovery. Still one of the newest large reptiles ever formally named. 9. Rainbow Whiptail, Nemidophorus lemniscatus. Cross into South America and the Caribbean, and you'll find a lizard that looks like it's wearing a different color on every stripe. Electric green flanks, blue-tinged limbs, and a tail that shifts toward turquoise, all on a body barely 8 inches long. The intensity peaks in breeding males, and it isn't just decoration. Research on related whiptail species links stronger, more saturated color to better immune function and overall condition. A brighter male isn't just prettier. In a measurable biological sense, he's healthier. Color, doubling as data. Read by every female nearby. 10. Gila Monster, Heloderma suspectum. Not every color on this list is here to attract. This one's here to warn you. Black and vivid orange-pink, arranged in irregular bands across beaded, textured skin that looks less like an animal and more like carved pre-Columbian art. It's aposematic coloring, advertising the venom carried in glands along the lower jaw. Most predators only need to learn that lesson once. This pattern has been running the same warning across the American Southwest for millions of years, unchanged, because it has simply never needed to change. It works. 11. Satanic leaf-tailed gecko, Uroplatus fantasticus. A deliberate pivot here, because not every extraordinary color is vivid. This gecko's entire survival strategy is looking like a dead, half-rotted leaf, and pulling that off takes a more sophisticated use of brown, gray, and tan than any brightly colored lizard on this list. The mottled pattern replicates real leaf decay so precisely that experienced herpetologists have missed specimens sitting in plain sight in their own photographs. Sometimes a color is extraordinary because of how completely it disappears. 12. Peacock Day Gecko, Phelsuma quadriocellata. Back to Madagascar and back to vivid, emerald green across the whole body, with 4 blue-ringed ocelli on the back that give this species its name. It lives on bamboo and reed stems in the eastern rainforest, where the green hides it against the leaves, while the blue spots break up its outline in dappled light. Camouflage and display, running off the exact same pattern at the exact same time. Beauty and invisibility. It depends entirely on who's looking. 13. Texas horned lizard, Phrynosoma cornutum, mottled brown and tan, nearly invisible against southwestern desert soil. And, on this list, the least colorful animal by far. But threaten it, and it does something no other North American lizard does. It restricts blood flow leaving its head until pressure builds and vessels in the eyelids rupture, firing a thin stream of blood outward, sometimes several feet. That blood carries compounds specifically repellent to canids, coyotes, foxes, the predators that actually hunt it. The single most extreme defense on this entire list, and it belongs to the plainest looking animal here. 14. Collared lizard, Crotophytus coloris. Vivid green and yellow, marked with a distinctive double black collar, bright enough in direct desert light to look tropical against brown rock. It's also one of the fastest lizards in North America, capable of running fully bipedal at top speed, front legs lifted clean off the ground. A green lizard sprinting upright through an American desert, looking like it wandered in from an entirely different continent. 15. Parson's chameleon, Calumma parsonii, the largest chameleon species alive, over 27 inches long, and its color scales up right along with its size. Males display turquoise green with yellow-orange eye turrets, each eye rotating independently, giving true 360-degree vision without ever moving the head. Color change here is slower than in smaller chameleons, simply because there's more surface to shift, but a dominant male at full breeding color is one of the most striking displays any living reptile produces. Biggest chameleon, slowest color change. Still the most vivid payoff on the island. 16. Solomon Island skink, Corucia zebrata, the largest skink on Earth, reaching nearly 30 inches, in a green that slides toward olive and yellow, depending on the light. It lives its entire life in the forest canopy, rarely touching the ground, and that green is precision camouflage against the leaves it moves through. It's also one of the only reptiles known to live in extended family groups, adults staying with juveniles across multiple years of documented field observation. A giant green lizard living in trees, raising its family together. Reptiles aren't supposed to do that. 17. Armadillo girdled lizard, Ouroboros cataphractus, golden brown, heavily armored, and, on paper, one of the least colorful animals on this list. Its behavior earns it a spot anyway. Threatened, it bites its own tail and curls into a closed ring, its armored scales forming a nearly impenetrable shield around its soft belly. Curled up, it stops looking like a lizard entirely, more like a pine cone or a piece of medieval armor that decided to move on its own. A lizard that turns into a ball and holds its own tail the whole way through. 18. Emerald tree monitor, Varanus prasinus, a saturated, consistent emerald green, not the mottled green most lizards wear, but one solid shade covering the entire body, including a long prehensile tail. It's the only monitor lizard with a truly prehensile tail, gripping branches independently, an adaptation unusual enough for the genus that its evolutionary origin is still actively studied. Despite being over 3 feet long, observers in New Guinea's forests routinely describe it as one of the hardest large lizards to actually spot. 3 feet of vivid green, functionally invisible in a tree. 19. Red-eyed crocodile skink, Tribolonotus gracilis. This one looks assembled from spare parts of 3 different animals. Heavily keeled scales, ridged like a crocodile's, on a body barely 6 inches long. Eyes ringed in vivid orange-red against dark brown skin. A contrast so sharp that photos of it regularly get flagged online as edited. It also does something almost no lizard does. It squeaks when handled. Small, armored, red-eyed, and vocal, from an island that keeps producing animals with no real equivalent anywhere else. 20. Thorny Dragon, Moloch horridus. The Australian outback's entry doesn't change color through active pigment control like a chameleon. It shifts with temperature, running pale yellow at midday heat and deep brown in the cool of early morning. Every inch of it is covered in spines, and the tan and brown pattern woven around those spines makes it functionally invisible on sand until it actually moves. It also carries a false head, a knobbed structure on the back of its neck, presented to predators while the real head tucks safely between its front legs. And its skin does something almost no other reptile's does. Fine channels running across its surface draw water in by capillary action and pull it straight to the mouth, letting it drink through its own hide without ever finding standing water. Color that shifts with temperature. A fake head, a body that drinks itself. Australia built this one to make biologists doubt what they thought they knew about lizards. That's 20 lizards that never got the memo about staying camouflaged, because sometimes survival isn't about disappearing. Sometimes it's about being impossible to ignore. If one of these surprised you, tell us which one in the comments, and subscribe to Flora Fana for the next list, because nature is nowhere near done showing off.